What's up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Garrity. This is our show's vibe curator, Mr. Maverick. You got any words for us tonight, sir? Um, if you guys are from Charleston, you guys just got a new fly shop in West Ashley, and on our episode today are the brains behind this that fly shop. All the guys from 239, 843, and 828 Flies. So before we get into this episode, I'd like to thank the companies that helped me make this possible. Free Fly Apparel, Charleston's Own, Afueta Coffee, who is the presenting sponsor of the Trout Tunes playlist editions, Bahio Sunglasses, Riversmith Outfitters, Temple Fork Outfitters, and the Loon Outdoors. And if you want to save 10% on your Riversmith Outdoors orders this holiday season, use code Wrangler10 at checkout to save 10% on your orders. So coming next is episode, I believe, 84 or 5 with, it might even be more than that. Might be episode 87 with 239, 828, and 843 Flies. So that is coming up next. What's up, guys? Like I said in the intro, we do have an interview with a few guys in the fly shop space. I'll kick it over to you guys to let you introduce yourselves.
I'm Nick Davis, co-owner, one of the owners of 239, 828, and 843 Flies.
Founder. And Jim Davis, run day-to-day operations, 828, 239, 843 Flies.
I'm Tripp. I'm now director of marketing for 828, 239, and 843. Former shop rat and guide of 828, though, so always have a place in my heart.
Tripp Cutlets, yep.
Yeah. Trippy DeVito.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get it started real quick. Where did all your guys' fly fishing journey start? And like, when did you guys kind of transition over to the fly?
He transitioned
I'm not
first.
sure anyone's really transitioning around here. I mean, maybe. Sure. Just like everyone else that grew up in the state of Florida, there's a pond behind your house, and naturally you've got plenty of time to fish it as a kid. So really got into fishing hard and heavy when I was a little kid, and did the spinning thing, did the bait thing, skipped a decent amount of school to go hang out at Clam Pass and, catch whatever was going on down there. And I remember a very distinct moment when I became a fly fisherman. I was on the rocks in Gordon's Pass in Naples, and it was like a early December morning, and I was fishing with my buddy Ben Kitts, and like we had the cast net. Like I had the cast net in my hand, and it was like, one of those 12-foot super spreaders, and like the wind's just blowing like 20 miles an hour in our face. It's like 48 degrees. We're wondering like, what the hell are we even doing out here? And like, I did see some finger mullet, and I was like, all right, here we go. Like I threw it over the finger mullet and started bringing it up. Net's just soaking wet. The rain, like wind's coming in sideways. I'm like, I'm about to get pneumonia. Like, fuck this. Like, there's got to be a better way. And that was pretty much the moment where I was like, I think I'm done throwing the cast net. I think it's fly rod only from this point out. So went to Will's True Value, which was a little neighborhood tackle shop right down the street from our house. Walked in with my tip money I made working at the golf course and bought my first fly rod. And my boy Rob Will showed me how to use it, and that was pretty much it. I've been a fly fisherman ever since. I was actually just talking with a lady that came in whose kids are in high school now, and they're just getting into it. And quite frankly, like I'm pissed off at the fact that like now all 16-year-olds want to do is fly fish. Because when I was 16, like I had to closet that shit. Like you could not make it public knowledge that you were a fly fisherman and a golfer or anything like that. Like that was so it kind of sucks that, we're, 18 years removed, 20 years removed from that. And now we're the coolest kids in high school, but that is also very awesome at the same time. So
yeah,
that's where I come from.
it's a double-edged sword.
Yep.
Well, following him around and chucking bait for a ton of years living in Florida, it got old. And, the minute you pick up a fly rod, hook yourself 3 times, then finally hook a fish, you're like, all right, I get it. This is more fun than that by a lot. Not by a little, but by a lot. And, we're off to the races. I mean, the collections are pretty strong. Spinning rods.
You've amassed quite the selection in the last 5 years.
I've collected line, now I'm collecting fly rods. Yes,
Yeah.
These 2 things are absolutely
Your collection beats the shit out of mine.
Yeah, I don't give them away and get rid of them either.
No.
I just keep them.
No.
But the spin rod stuff, I still keep a bunch of it, but I put dust covers on them, the ones I actually care about, and they sit on the back of the garage door, and they go up and down with the garage door. I just sit there and wave to them because they don't get used, barely at all. It's I'll go out fishing, and my wife will be like, oh, you didn't catch anything today. I'm like, no, I didn't. It was fine. Put 2 in the air, but didn't catch anything. She's like, how's that fishing? I'm like, I'm fine.
It's closer to hunting. We'll get to that later.
We'll be just fine. And then we come back and we have epic days, and we're just like, oh, okay, I get it now. It's doesn't all come together every single time, but rather do that than anything else. Quite frankly, it's way more fun and way more gratifying when it all comes together.
Oh yeah, I agree with that 100%. Especially down there. I lived.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Oh yeah, anywhere too. I lived outside the villages for a few years.
Ugh.
Yeah, dude, tell me about it. Why the hell do you think I'm back here? I hated working for the villages, and it's like that whole area around there, like Summerfield and all that. It's just like it's nuts. Like it's nice to be there, but it's like there's no people my age anywhere around there. It sucked.
You're one of like 7 people without syphilis, apparently. So that's cool. Like at least you got out of there without that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's true.
Round of applause for Ryan. Not picking the low-hanging fruit.
Yep.
All right, Tripp.
Yeah, sorry, that one caught me off guard.
You didn't think we were going to mention the word syphilis 5 minutes into the podcast? That's on you. That's not on me. You've been around us for a long time. You should know better.
You really should, Tripp.
This is a new record. 5 minutes? That's like, yeah.
I got a list of my own notes down here.
Oh, God. Well, my journey, I guess I did the kind of typical pond hopping as a kid, and had a couple buddies that were a couple years older than me that were going to App State before I fully, committed to going there. So I think it was freshman year of high school. We went up there for a day. I remember fishing one of the streams. Ironically, it's like 5 minutes down the road from where 828's at. And that one day, I think I caught one like 4-inch rainbow trout. Thought I was like Jeremy Wade of fly fishing. This was the coolest thing I've ever experienced. And from there on out, it was like, okay, this is going to be a problem where how am I going to do class and this at the same time? Like, I skipped a lot of class freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and admittedly a lot senior year to go fishing. And, but it all started pretty much the fly fishing side of it in early high school, and then just kind of spiraled from there.
Hell yeah. Dude, you're better than me. I didn't even apply to App State because I wouldn't have gone to class if
Cheers to that.
Dude, I went to East Carolina in the middle of nowhere, and I finished my first semester with a 1.1 GPA.
Barron Higher High School. Yes.
Gulf Coast High School. Go Sharks!
I finished with I think it was like a 2.2 GPA at the end of my freshman year.
It's impressive.
Solid.
And then it dropped to a 1.5, and then I
keyword
was on
finished.
Probation. Yeah, I got back there though. I mean, All I really did was
Apparently, they don't give out doctor's degrees to just anyone, which I was really
On
disappointed
a 7-year
about.
program.
Honestly, like, I wanted to work for NASA. Like, I applied for the astronaut position a long time ago, and they never got back to me. So here we are today.
Yeah.
Delinquent fly shop owner.
I do want a space program. I'm the only fly shop in the space program.
Shannon can head that part off.
Shannon probably could.
Director of Uranus.
But you're so awesome.
Nice.
It's like, you guys kind of already answered the second question, kind of like outlining how you got to where you are now. So, like, which store was started first, do you think? Or which you guys obviously fucking know which one was started
Yeah, I
first.
have a pretty detailed explanation of that. You got a second? Sit down. I'll tell you about it.
All right.
So this whole legal tax evasion scheme started about 12 years ago. I'm a full-time firefighter and the other owner of 239 Flies. The third leg, also a firefighter. So we have some downtime in the evenings, like once the work's done, once, whatever, you're just pretty much on standby. So I would always bring my fly tying stuff into the station, and I would tie flies on my downtime. And I was in the day room or duty room one night, and I'm just making them up, and James was getting into building websites at the time, and this is in 2012, before the Shopify's. You had to write a website by code, real nerd. James is smart guy. So he was like, we should start selling these flies online. And I'm like, that's a really dumb idea. Nobody sells flies online. And he's like, well, then you can just write your hobby off for, let's do this. And then you can write your hobby off for, 3 years, claim a loss every year, and save a little money on your taxes. And I'm like, you're going to fuck up a tax form, and we're going to spend 3 to 5 years in a minimum security resort because I signed on the wrong line. And I'm going to be the one that goes down for it. And famously, one of the lines that I still tell him to this day, he said to me, you just tie the flies, I'll worry about the rest.
That gets repeated a lot.
Really biting him in the ass these days. So we did, and really nothing for about 4 months. I was just going around to a bunch of tackle shops. Walked into Cat and Pete's Bait and Tackle, formerly Cat and Pete's Bait and Tackle, where my boy Paul Nosifora was managing at the time. And I walked in with, my catalog of flies and, asked to speak to the manager. And this dude, if you've ever met Paul, Paul is 6'3", was 300 at the time, completely covered in tattoos, beard down to his chest. I'm 24. This dude looked like he was going to fucking grind my bones and make his bread. And he was like, yeah, I'll take 2 dozen of these, 2 dozen of these, 2 dozen of these, 2 dozen of these. Ended up buying 10 dozen flies. So I made a nice display box out of one of Jim's wine cases that he had in his garage, and delivered, flies for Cat and Pete's Bait and Tackle. And then he was like, you really got to get on Instagram and Facebook and actually try to promote this, because I'm not sure I can sell enough AA batteries and your flies to keep this going. I'm like, I got you, fam. So got on Instagram, got on Facebook, got completely overwhelmed, could not handle. And this was kind of before Instagram was super cool. There wasn't a lot of fly tires on Instagram. There was a few, but just became overwhelmed. Was 6 months behind on tying flies, couldn't tie them fast enough, couldn't make new shit fast enough. And it was all simple stuff like redfish, tarpon, inshore stuff that I used here. But fast forward 6 years, James is like, so we need to do something because, you don't have any fingers left. You have no time. Your pool's always green. Your yard's dead as shit. And there's, quite frankly, there's no money in this. Fly tying was, it was a fun thing to do. It built the brand, but I made that much money doing it. And it consumed all of my time. Lunch breaks at the fire station, days off. I would wake up, take my kid to school, like tie flies until I had to pick her up, come home, tie flies, make dinner, tie flies. And so it was like, we need to change. We need to do something. So he talked me into opening a fly shop. And so we found this spot in the plaza we're in now. Rent was fairly affordable. Never had to pay anybody before. It was a big step. And it's like, all right, let's open a fly shop, 239 flies. And moved into 800 square feet. Jimbo was, dipping out of work early, working for the wine company to, come help me put it together. And, in about 3 months, we put together a fly shop. And response was overwhelming. We started with $8 worth of shit in that store. And I had a nervous breakdown the night before, thinking that I just bankrolled my life savings into opening a store that sold fucking fake doll hair. Like, I was losing my shit. Like, what the fuck have I done? But it worked out. And then after about 2.5 years, I don't want to skip 2.5 years. Like, we started, there was $8 worth of shit in there and nothing on the walls. And then over the course of, Jim's weekly projects, my, not taking $1, and James's tutelage of knowing just actually what the fuck to do, having some sense of business that
none of us have.
We made it to the point where we had no space left. And also there were no projects left to do, which I think bummed this guy out more than anybody. So there was the end unit here, which is what we're in now, that was available. It was an old tile store. Dude went out of business, and it was 3 times the space, and it was in the same plaza. It was, the doors were 50 feet away, and it was like, fuck it, roll the dice again. Why not? I don't want to sit on my deathbed wondering. So as we're putting this thing together, and it was a complete overhaul job. It was
this place was a train wreck.
Absolutely, yeah.
Couldn't see out the windows, all covered up. 16 different tiles on the floor, walls everywhere, like not open, airy, and flowy like it is today.
Pretty bad.
Damn.
Like, pretty bad. So, all this time, Jim's like, we need to go knock down those walls and we need to get in that space. So we did. And James was like, we got to do this. And I'm like, I'm always a little reluctant, apprehensive to do anything. But when everyone's pushing you in the back, what are you going to do,
Yeah.
So
push.
It'll be fine. Yeah, exactly. Fucking works.
Send it.
Like, don't make it illegal. Beat it. So yeah, we, rehab this space, and then towards the end of it, I had a couple of my friends whose opinions that I valued highly. Were saying, like, you got to figure out a way to get Jimbo out of the wine industry and run in the fly shop, because you can't manage this. Like, it was good. You had your first fly shop, like Barbie's first playhouse, and you managed to not fuck it up. Like, you need an adult now. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if we can do that, but we'll see. So I asked Jim, I was like, what would it take you to get you out of the wine industry? And he's like, oh, not much. I could do it. Actually, I want to do it. Give me the keys.
Yeah, they call me the salesman around here, Ryan, but the best sales job of all was the phone call between myself, Nick, and James at the fire station, the Zoom call, where my wife was right here, in the garage, and we were sitting there chatting. The best sales job at all is those two talking to her, selling me to here. I get you into Scott Sector today, not a problem. It'll be fun. We'll go cast it. It'll be great. But, somehow letting her know that I wasn't leaving corporate America, Benny's, all this other stuff to F off at a fly shop for the rest of my life, being almost 50 at the time. That was the convincing sales part of the job that still amazes me today.
It was a great sales job.
She's the linchpin of all this.
Beautiful. Shout out Leanne.
Shout out Leanne. She made it all happen.
Oh man, dude, that's awesome. So like, how did the whole area code thing play into y'all's identity? Like
The
I know
first
you got
four,
828.
yeah, the first four ideas he had were pretty offensive and terrible. So
I really wanted to call this entire operation Unzipped Flies.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think we were going to sell a single fly, and at least we could make some fucking T-shirts, and like maybe something good can come of it.
Compete with Masturbating Tackle down the street for the world's awesomest T-shirt on Bonita Beach Road. Yeah.
I mean, fuck, it's working for them. It can work for us.
Todd's got some stuff going.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's
That would have
awesome.
been fun, but yeah.
The area, honestly, James and I were walking through the terminal one day, and doing whatever checks. We're at the fire department, and we were having a conversation about what we're going to call it, and we're kicking ideas around. And I said, well, Pitbull's really big right now. If he's Mr. 305, like I feel like we should be Mr. 239. Like we'll just call it 239 Flies. And the more we kicked that can down the road, it was like, oh, this makes sense. Like local ownership, like if you live in the area, like you're, you know what that is. You're semi already attached to it. It has a local, feel to it. And which we really like, James and I have really done a great job of outsmarting ourselves at every single turn. Because when you get a competent adult in the room, and like you actually have shit in stock and you can call people back and you know what an email is, 828 happened pretty quickly after we got into this space and built it out. And, James really wanted to get into freshwater because, looking at fly fishing on paper, like the fly fish, the freshwater pie is a much larger pie than the saltwater pie. And James, not being a fly fisherman, just being a smart guy, was like, we need to get into freshwater.
I want a piece of that pie.
I want a piece of that pie. A small piece of that pie is much larger than a big piece of the small pie. So, again, having a competent adult in the room and having our shit together, Jim literally afforded us the opportunity to do 828. It took some financial investment from James as well. But, within a year of opening this store, we were able to open 828. And that's when we got our boy Tripp on board.
Trippy cutlets.
Tripp cutlets.
Oh yeah.
Dude, like I think that's still the 828 thing, and especially in like Western North Carolina, like that's essentially that people love that up there.
It's a fun place.
It's a really,
dude,
it's so much cooler than we live down here in Flat Earth, Florida. At the end of it down here, and we're originally from Maryland, and I remember the hills, but not the mountains. We didn't live in the mountains there. He was 3 when he left.
Don't tell everybody, Jim. I'm supposed to be from Florida. Yeah, goddamn pirate.
It's just so cool. I mean, it's so different.
Stricken that from the record.
Yeah, it's so different and unique. I dig and cherish every little piece of time I have up there. It's just so fun.
You guys get into any of the breweries up there?
Oh yeah, big brewery guy.
I'm more than the streets.
Breweries and
brewery, I'm just fine.
You can ask Jimbo about brewery and 828 stickers, and yeah.
Got a bit of a sticker habit.
Yeah, a little bit of sticker habit.
Yeah,
It's all right.
I do too. Dude, yeah, but like up there, it's just a whole different world. And, like their whole identity is like 828 is great up there.
Yeah,
they love that.
Yeah,
and it's insane. Which is like that for up there is perfect.
And we got some big plans next year to move that store forward. When we bought the property, it came with a beer and wine license. We're looking to possibly fire that up and make some renovations, if you will, to that building and turn it into a little more of a destination travel.
Mr. Davis, tear down this wall.
Yeah, we're gonna rip that thing down. Not rip it down, but we're gonna enhance it, if you will.
Give it a boob job.
Sledgehammer City.
Sprinkle of dust on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been there. Like the plan is to build pave the driveway so that and like.
You don't even four-wheel drive. You got the damn thing anymore.
Yeah, like the entryway is a little challenging.
Have it senior friendly.
Yeah. Luckily, our neighbors don't mind. If you've ever been there, you know that we are next to a cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very quiet, peaceful neighbors.
Yeah.
Great vibes too, honestly.
Especially at night.
Yeah. I mean, the films over there are pretty fantastic. But yeah, we're gonna pave the driveway, and we want to put a wraparound deck on the front of the building, and then have one of our guys that's there now, John. His family owns a deli in town. James. I'm sorry, James.
John's
You know, yeah, John's here. James.
Other North Carolina.
James. Thank you. That's this confident adult. James, yeah. James's family owns a deli up there, so we're really going to try to talk him into
Put a food truck on it.
Food truck, beer, wine.
Lunch spot.
Yeah.
Picnic tables.
Waiter storage station that our boy Tripp Dimes. You know, like there's a lot of cool stuff we can do because that space was a space that the old owners used as like a venue, and there's not a lot of venue spaces up there, so kind of using the now it's escaping me, the music Woodstock, using the Woodstock model. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah, turn that shit into a dead show.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. You should have Grateful Dead cover band out there.
Already in the works.
Hell yeah.
My boy Chris from the other side of the mountain, little Appalachian music's going on. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Jim's been talking about this for like 3 years now. You mentioned Grateful Dead around Jim. You're in for it.
Oh, dude. I have stickers.
I have stickers.
Have you seen him out? Have you seen him at the Sphere, Ryan?
I haven't yet. I wanted to so bad.
It's a fun show.
Oh, that's what I've heard. One of my buddies went, and he was like, dude, it was incredible.
Yeah, the mushroom bill is just as high as the ticket price.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mushroom caps for everybody? They sure are.
You got a helium tank.
I feel like it's okay to do drugs with strangers at a Dead concert.
Yeah, I agree.
Everybody walked out there.
Safe place.
Dude, I had a buddy that went, and he was like, dude, if I have to pee in a cup next week at work, I'm fucked.
Luckily, the HR department's over there. His name's Mason.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So you're good?
Yeah, we're fine.
Damn, dude. So how do you guys engage with like the local fly tying community, like the local fly tying community, like events, fly tying nights, and like how important is that community culture for your guys' brands?
Very important. That's the biggest, not the biggest, but it's a big part of our business. You know, having materials and having all of those accoutrements that go on this stuff. I mean, that's really where the heroin is in this sport. You know, that's where all the vice is. You know, that's what they love. You know, if monthly fly tie-ins, if not more, you know, in each shop. You know, 843 is going to be fired up here pretty soon. 828, oh my gosh, that thing turns into a frat party. Like,
yeah.
You don't even know what happens. Like, the App State basketball team walks in, and these 6'10" dudes with hands like this walk in, and are like, I want to tie a midge. I'm like, that's not going to work.
Yeah, good luck with those Vienna sausages.
Just, it's funny, but it's a really, really big part of our business and connecting with this.
I feel like Tripp could talk pretty intelligently on how to have a 60-person fly tying night, because fly tying nights at 828 are always like, we always fill this table. The table's always full, and there's standing room and whatnot. But like,
the
828 fly tying parties are like, I mean, 3 times what they are.
It is 12 degrees outside.
Yeah. So Tripp, how the fuck do you do that?
Right.
A lot of alcohol and college age kids, and it's pretty easy to throw a party. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, there's definitely some work involved, but I think like the coolest thing I thought whenever I started with 828 is like there was some local fly tie nights in the town of Boone, but majority of them were paid. You had to pay like $25, $30 for a fly tie night. If you've never tied a fly, why the hell would you pay $30 to learn? Like, that doesn't make sense. So when I started working at 828, Nick and Jim were like, yeah, our fly tie nights are completely free. Like, whoever walks in, grab them a chair, throw them a vice, and like, let's get rolling. So
fucking hand them a beer.
And hand them a beer.
First,
card them first.
Yeah.
Make sure
if they're 21.
16.
Yeah.
But...
I was gonna say, even if they're 14, hand them a vice and a beer, and you'll have a.
This is an integral part of fly tying, kid.
But I think honestly, like the social media played a big part into getting like a lot of people at fly tying nights, because they're seeing I mean, we've crammed upwards of 60 people inside of 828. And it's like Jim said, it's like a can of sardines in there. Like, it's packed. People see that and they're like, okay, I got to go to the next one of these, like, see what this is about. The other, I guess, really integral part, specifically for 828, I would say, is the fly fishing clubs up there. Yeah. So I guess it was freshman year, I tried to join a fly fishing club at App State, realized that COVID killed it. So a couple buddies over a case of beer in the Fenmore apartments, we decided one night, like, what do we got to do to restart this fly fishing club? I think there was like 6 of us, and we went to the school, restarted it. And that right there, like, I think now it has over 120 members in that club. So that makes up a majority of like the 828 fly tie nights, as well as the Lee's McRae fly fishing club. They had a bunch of people. Trout Unlimited, like 5 Rivers program. We've had a bunch of people come from there. So it's really getting those clubs in the community like involved with what you're building at the shop, and offering our shop to help continue to push the sport and actually grow the community. I think that's what sets apart a really good fly tie night versus one that you have to pay $30 to attend. That's just kind of the way we look at it.
828 is really fun too, because like what Tripp said, it turns into a frat party sometimes. But then you get a couple of the older guys coming down the mountains from Houghton's Ears.
Oh yeah,
and, like, they're bringing antique vices to the party. Like Renzetti was 50 years from this vice, outward, and they're like tying on relics, and they're talking to college kids that probably are 20, 22 years old, 21 years old. And then this guy, comes down off the mountain, and he's tying everything and sharing his knowledge and doing stuff. He's by no means leading a class, but he's there, he's engaging, and the kids are like, what the heck is that? And it's like, it's got this single flathead screw to it. It's got one little handle, doesn't spin, doesn't do anything. It's incredibly well made. And it's standing the test of time, but damn thing's 100 years old. It was his grandfather's, but it shows up at one of these things, and that's, getting the Utes involved and, bringing out everybody else too.
A good fly shop should be a lot like a Jimmy Buffett concert. You should have like boomers, millennials, Gen Zers, Gen Xers, like
boys,
all
girls.
having boys, girls, whatever, like all partying like under the same roof or not roof and having a great time.
Like one of the most vivid memories I have. True that.
R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett. I had a underage drinking ticket at the Jimmy Buffett concert in college.
Attaboy. I remember one night at fly tie night, like Jim said, some of these older guys would come down from Hound Ears, and these are your typical like super fine dining upscale bourbon sippers. And I just remember seeing this one guy, it was a college kid, asked this older gentleman if he would like a Coors Light. And it was definitely like a warm Coors Light. And it was so funny watching this like 21-year-old college kid and this like super old guy sitting there drinking beers together. Like they would never have crossed paths unless they were sitting at a fly tie night and tying flies. Like that's they would never have a conversation. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's kind of like a cool melting pot of like people you would never talk to, you would talk to them at fly tie night. So I think and you become friends with them. There's so many people I met at our fly tie nights, like customers, stuff like that I would go fish with, and I had no idea who they were until fly tie night. There's a lot of people that same thing, like they met somebody at fly tie night and now they're their go-to fishing buddy. Yeah.
I've been to one at for like our Orvis store here in Charlotte. And it's like 95% of the time it was like 10 people and like 6 of them are employees.
Yeah.
I was like, it's still cool. I'm like, I was just there to like drink beer and hang out.
Well, I think that's part of the secret sauce of what we've tried to do from the very beginning. Like fly shops have always kind of had this aura or I guess stigma is probably the right word, where it's like when you walk into them, like a lot of times, like you feel like you're walking into someone's like dinner, and we've tried to be from the beginning, like the most inclusive fly shop on the planet, because like for whatever reason, for a long time, fly shops have had the bad name of being very exclusive. Like, if you're not in the club, you're not in the club. And it's like, no, fuck that. Like, the club's open to everybody. Parties are free. Show the fuck up. Like, we're having a party over here.
Go.
Like, you're invited. Everyone's invited. Like, we're signing up new members every day. So, and fly tying nights, and we also do the fly fishing film tour at 2 of our 3 shops. And when we started doing it at 239, usually they're held at a theater or somewhere, and it's like, Jim's buddy had a giant projection screen that was mobile.
Thanks, Walker.
Yeah, shout out Fokker. Like, let's set that thing up in the parking lot. Like, pay whatever for the for the film tour. It's not cheap. It's not a cheap night, but like, screw it. Like, we're giving it away for free. We're not selling tickets to this. Like, show up. So we blocked the parking lot off with boats, and you brought a lawn chair, and we had the sound coming through turtle boxes, and like, fly fishing film tour right here, done and done. Sorry, we only got 1 bathroom. Is what it is.
Sure.
But 120 people the first night, or the first time we did it, 160 plus the second time, like, and it just, like, that's what it is. Like, you just, it's not, you cannot have a shop that just sells stuff. You have to have a meeting place for the community.
Yep.
I agree.
So that's what we've always strived to do, and that's what we'll always strive to do.
I think y'all have like the Southeastern Costa 5 Rivers program thing at 828, didn't you? Like the Southeastern Rendezvous?
Yeah, so that I kind of talked Cliff Watson at over at the 5 Rivers program into Wiley, and I talked him into the fact we're like, we need to have the rendezvous in Boone this year. Like, we got smoked by a hurricane. Like, there's plenty of work around here that we could use 80 college kids' help on. It's like, we can have a party at the shop. That's no problem. So yeah, we did that, and it happened to work out pretty nicely that we also did the film tour the same weekend. So we did this massive like fly tying night / film tour / Project X party. It was a good time. I think all of us had a lot of fun. I know Jim definitely had a lot of fun getting to hang out with the party with 80 college kids. But yeah, that was a really good event, and we were super stoked to like have a home base that entire weekend. Like, kids could come hang out at the shop, stop by, grab coffee. Like, we had a coffee maker in there, whatever. Same thing. We just threw some turtle boxes outside, and we strapped that same projector screen to the side of our we call it the God Shack, where we store all of like our waiters and client stuff. Mm-hmm. We pretty much zip tied that thing up there at like 11:30 at night the night before and tested it, and yeah, but it all came together. It worked.
It worked.
And Tripp somehow figured out how to put the movie through my computer, not Nick's computer, but here, at around 4:27 in the afternoon. Wheels up at 7 o'clock p.m., so we figured that out last second. So yeah, shout out to the IT team, Tripp.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually trying to start a fly tying night at a brewery around here.
Let us know how we can help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. Because I'm trying to go through like the whole thing with like, if people don't have their own vices, like, how should I do it?
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Hard as fuck.
That's the hard part. It's still like, hard for us. Like, we're just now starting to cross that bridge.
Right.
And
dude, yeah, it sucks.
239 doesn't have that problem, but 828 and 843 will.
Yeah,
not everybody's got it.
It sucks so bad, and like I've reached out to a couple companies. Like, I have a Peak. I reached out to Peak. I was like, listen, like, I don't even need it like a brand new one or like a full price one. And the dude, whoever like responds to the emails at Peak, is a complete boomer dickhead.
He gummy bears.
Yeah, it's hard because it's something that a lot of people might not know about the fly fishing industry. Like, believe it or not, Peak is probably a company of 4 people.
Yeah.
Like the companies that these big fly fishing companies are
7 dudes.
7 dudes.
And the secretary. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, the Winston Rod Factory. I don't know. I can't speak super intelligently, but it ain't 70 people back there cranking out fly rods.
They only
you
have
know?
30 people. 30
Yeah.
people in that entire factory.
Yeah,
And it's
like,
probably about this. Oh shit, my bad, Maverick. It's probably about the size of my room here in this apartment.
yeah, like I like to think that when we were doing, we were getting a lot of stuff from Thomas and Thomas, and like they have a great custom engraving program.
Yeah.
Like you can, like like if you want your name on your fly rod, like they'll do it, and they do it beautifully. Like I like to think that like that person is like 170 years old and is in like this like hickory or like cedar room, all of it's wood, and they're burning candles with like whale oil. Like someone's playing like a cello in the corner. Like I doubt that's how it goes down, but I guarantee it's one person.
Yeah.
One person
Probably
has that skill set.
Realistically, it's probably some dude that sits there in a shop is just addicted to cigarettes.
I mean, I don't hate that either. If he's sitting there just chain ripping darts like Ron
Same-
White,
same
like, I'm
here.
fine with that too.
It's like if
I have-
Thomas and Thomas comes to my door smelling like straight up Marlboro Reds, it's like more power to you, homeboy.
I have a quick side tangent about that whole story. We several years ago we had the president of R.O. Winston come visit 828 for a day and hung out with him. He was telling me there's one lady that hand engraves every single Winston rod that's out there.
And I
her
like
name
to
is
think
Bar-
that she sits in a wooden room burning whale oil candles. Like, why can't you go along with this? Like, you
No,
can
her
smell
name's-
that room, can't you?
Her name's Barbara, but they all call her Barbed Wire. I don't know if she's sitting in a wooden, she might be sitting in like a, rusty garage or something. Barbed Wire sounds a little more badass and elegant, but yeah, he, this guy was like, you can imagine the president of R.O. Winston, very put together, like very intelligent when he speaks.
I
did
imagine
not
him in
really
a tuxedo, quite
Yes.
frankly.
pretty much like this dude had one of the most like magnificent mustaches I've ever seen. Didn't
Yes.
cuss,
Yes.
nothing,
Monocle,
and
monocle, like
yeah,
attached to the
monocle,
string,
like
straight up monopoly.
borderline, yeah, exactly, borderline
Yes.
monopoly, man. And this guy's telling me the story of barbed wire, and he pulls up his phone. He goes, "Yeah, her cursive or whatever is just so beautiful. I had to have her engrave this for me." And he turns the phone around and shows me, and it's just a Winston rod, and all it says is the word "fuck" written in cursive on this Winston rod, and it caught me so
That
off
annoys me.
guard.
What a tangent.
That annoys me a little bit. Oh, there's kids in the shop, but
We'll turn it down.
just a little bit. Like, bring the microphone in. So, I had Thomas and Thomas do a couple of fly rods that had Nick fucking Davis on them, and I tried to get Winston to make me some, and they wouldn't drop an F-bomb on the fly rod. So I had to have them put Sweet Nick, which is what Sharon, shop mom, used to call me, and it pissed me off. At the
You
time.
must have not had
but
Since gotten over it.
since gotten over it. But it took me a solid 37 hours to get over it.
That's so funny. It's like, I just had to have her engrave this for me.
Yeah, like that's the last thing I expected this guy to like write or have written on a rod was that 4-letter word, and it caught me so off guard. I was like crying, laughing. And,
I wonder if he
yeah.
uses it.
Heck yeah.
he
Alright,
probably, I would,
Out
I
there,
would
it's
fish
tuxedo
that.
waders. It is
Yeah.
polarized monocle
Yep.
out there.
He's
Just
got the new Grateful Dead $1,200 Sims waders.
yes, with a butler on the bank with a sandwich,
Yeah.
possibly
Dude,
caviar.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's absolute. Like, it was cool. Like, the waders were cool, but I was like, y'all are out of your mind. Y'all are smoking a little bit of what those people were smoking before the shows.
see,
You think I'm paying?
I will tell you one thing that I love about that is that having done this now for about 10 years, there's not a lot of new stuff, and
Right.
like there's one thing that I ordering Able reels, for instance, every year is quite possibly the biggest pain in the ass because it is a 97 page spreadsheet with drop down boxes with 124 options, and there's 8 choices, and they're coming out with new shit every year. But like, goddamn, do I respect it, because it's like you have over 1 billion choices right now of how you can configure one of your reels together, and you're still coming out with new stuff.
And not a little bit of new stuff.
And not a little bit of new stuff, a lot of it of new stuff. And it's like, hell yes. Like, the more new stuff and cool stuff we can get, like, some of it's going to be outrageous. Sure, whatever. Like, there's plenty of people in fly fishing that are just looking for ways to spend their money. And, like, God bless them. I hope I'm one of those people one day. I doubt it, but, like, I hope so. So, like, I love it when these companies come out with, like, off-the-wall crazy new shit where it's like, okay, like, someone at your product development department took a couple of gummy bears and came up with a good idea. Like, solid.
Listen to them more often.
Yeah, here we go.
It's not the shipping department.
Not the shipping department. Shipping department should be gummy bears.
They should be sober.
They need to be sober.
R&D, gummy department.
You guys are good.
Yeah.
You guys are good.
The rest of you, pull your shit together.
Engineering,
for your old crew.
sober.
But what's it called? Dude, like, it's nuts. Like, you're talking about Able, like the inscription that they're starting to do on their reels and stuff. Like, I know they have like Bree Drake design a bunch of them, and I think y'all had a few down at 843 maybe.
So yeah, we have our, and that was something that I was just like, I always like to do stuff. I always like to keep stuff because everyone can get the stuff. Like, there's a ton of stuff out there, and it takes a lot of balls to put it on a hook, but like, at the same time, I like having stuff that only we have,
Exclusive.
And that's the only form of exclusivity that I like in a shop, to where it's like, like, you can get something from this shop that's different from this shop that's different from this shop, because we all sell the same Sims waders. It's just where's your shop? So we went over to the Tibor factory one day, and Jim was like, "Hey, we got a meeting at Tibor."
We're crashing Raz's
party. We're crashing Raz's party at Tibor on Friday. I'm like, why are we going to a meeting at Tibor? He's like, well, we got to go crash this party, and I need to pick up my reel. I'm like, okay, all right, there we go.
There's the hook.
So yeah, there's the hook. So we go over there, and he's showing us a tour of the factory, and like, Taylor and Nick were like super awesome to us, and they're showing us like how Tibors are made. Like, these are the machines. This is where they're anodized. This is, we got to sit here and polish this thing afterwards, and that takes 127 days, and then it's going to dry like prosciutto in the South Florida sun, and then it's like all of a sudden you've got a Tibor reel. So they're walking us through the entire factory. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. And then we get to the laser engraving part of it, and they've got this like corporate reel here, and like the whole thing is engraved. And I'm like, how much of this stuff has to be on the reel? And they're like, well, it's got to say Tibor Reels, it's got to say Everglades on it, and it's got to say Tibor Reel by Dead Jurassic on it, and it's like, but the rest of it's a blank canvas. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll have something to you by the end of the day. So we were doing our own engravings with Bree Drake and Able. I was like, Bree, I need you to tweak this so that it goes on a Tibor. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, I don't want to just give them the same, because like the reel's different, and like, it's got to look like it was designed for this, not like we just took a bunch of shit and threw from over here and threw it over there. So she came back like 6 minutes later and was like, here you go. And it's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, fuck right off. This thing is awesome.
This took a minute to develop and to get into the marketplace, but it's been very fruitful since.
I was really poo-pooing that trip, and I'm quite glad we went on it.
Whether it was Enable that she was putting stuff on for us, or Tibor, or going over to Nautilus and visiting them and seeing their next reel coming out. It's like Nick said, these companies that have such a portfolio of goods that they've been doing for so long, for them to come out with another reel or a different design on one, and to tweak this and that. I mean, Abel's got a bunch of stuff coming out. Ross has a bunch of stuff coming out next year that nobody's ever seen before. Nautilus just launched their entitled new G series line, just now getting into the marketplace, which is insanely cool. And then our artwork on Tibors that the marketplace hasn't seen. It's new to the last year and a half. But we just dig the heck out of this stuff. I mean, we eat it up as much as everybody else does. I mean, I hope that shines through somewhere. That we love it as much as everybody else does, kind of stuff. I mean, it dominates our collections personally, and I don't think we could be more proud to sell it. It just gives a little bit of customization to things that maybe somebody else isn't doing. It takes a while to get that all to market, but once it is, it's very fruitful. So
do what you love. Never work a day in your life.
Did you ever ask T-Boy to just write "fuck" on a reel?
I was just about to ask that.
Should.
You only got 16 characters, so you gotta really.
But talk about another big time company that has 13 employees. I mean, all the stuff they have in the marketplace. Nick, Taylor, and Mike run the place. Ted's in Everglade City doing Ted stuff. He's still involved a little bit with it, but not day-to-day operations kind of thing. So I mean, it's.
And most of the machine shops that make reels also make other stuff too. So it's Nautilus is one of the only machine shops that I know of that just makes reels.
Yeah.
Damn. What's it called? Shoot, I was just gonna. Those new Rosses sound like they're gonna be badass.
Good old R&D. Research and development, taking some steps and stuff. I am so excited for what Ross has coming out next year. The colors they have coming out, some of the new reels, but mostly they're just breaking from tradition. And when you do that a little bit, that's something that has been in the marketplace for decades, and now you're giving it a little bit of a twist, you can't help but skew younger. And then once you skew younger, obviously you have customers for life kind of thing. It's almost a no-brainer in that department, but
another thing that a lot of companies are doing really well is they're making mid-priced and accessible things. Like fly fishing's not cheap.
Not everything is enabled.
Yeah, like fly fishing's not cheap. Nothing's cheap, but fly fishing is especially not cheap.
Yeah.
And they're all making products that are A, good, but B, much more obtainable than their high-end performance stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a Nautilus reel for about $500. It's going to last you 10 years.
And be awesome.
Yeah.
And be awesome and light and functional.
Oh yeah. But tell us how 843 flies was conceived. What led to the Charleston location and what?
Well, we were at a Dead concert one time.
When a man loves a woman, a beautiful thing happens.
Fornication happens.
There's, I believe it's procreation at that point.
Whatever.
Yeah. But
literally, dogs lay eggs.
I thought dogs laid eggs.
Our boy, fly shops it's all about the vibe. In fly shops. If you don't have the right vibe, you can have an awesome fly shop, but the place sucks. It had been on our radar for a little while, but never really considered it strongly because
it's a really dope town. I'd been there a couple of times before, and it is a dope town with an amazing fishery, great people, and checks all the boxes. However, the opportunity literally fell in our laps, and that was when we decided that we were going to do it. It was probably less than 90 days ago that we decided that we were going to do 843.
That we pressed the go button.
So our manager at 828, Tanner Schmidt, got married. Congratulations, Tanner.
What's up, buddy?
And his wife lived in Charleston, and he was making the commute back and forth. Well, his now wife, his then girlfriend, lived in Charleston, and he was making the commute back and forth. So when they got married, they relocated permanently to Charleston, which I can understand when you're 22. When you're 42, you don't want to leave the mountains of North Carolina, especially between May 1st and October 31st.
True.
But it's a sleepy mountain town, which not the vibe for, guys in their early 20s. So we also had a vendor who, a wholesaler that we, buy stuff from, that had a giant shop on a busy street and had a little retail operation in the front, but really, didn't want to do retail. And he was like, guys, I'll lease you the space, open a fly shop here if you want. So he had talked to Jim about that at ICAST, for a couple of years. And it's always been just kind of like a maybe. But so Tanner, when he moved from 828, was going to end up working for Shane, our vendor, so at Lowcountry. So it was like he was already in the building. And it's like, well, we already have our manager, and the job that you have him to do is not a part-time job, but a job that he can do while he's managing a fly shop, and at least, managing the employees that, for the fly shop. So it's like, yeah, we'll lease the space from you. Absolutely. So we leased the space, signed all the papers, knocked down the wall, and built a fly shop. And that was the last 90 days.
Oh my God. It came together in like 90 days?
Actually about 84, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Holy
less than 90
crap.
days. So, but it
Let
was
me
just...
also, I'll preface this that when I graduated back in May, I took like a maybe month and a half, like 2 month hiatus, like took a full-time job to quit 828 for a little bit. And then I was actually at Tanner's wedding. And I remember standing outside with James, Nick, and Jim. They're like, we want to talk to you. And they're like, yeah, we're opening another fly shop. I'm like, I've been gone no more than 60 days. And you're already opening up another fly shop. So that's what like roped me back into the whole 843 thing. But it's incredible how quickly it like came to fruition. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, the shop's by no means done. I mean, we're probably 36% of where we want to be as far as fixtures and products and stuff are going in there. But
And here's the downfall of opening a shop in 90 days.
Yeah.
Fly fishing operates basically a year in advance. You buy the stuff that you need
on a preseason
for next year, this year. Your graphic designers, they're busy with work, so you got to get in line for them. And then the products that you got to put your art on. Not to mention if you get your fixtures custom made by your boy Dave, shout out Shipyard, who's not even in the fixture making game anymore.
He likes making guitars, and he's really good at it.
Shout out Tumbleweed Guitars.
Yeah.
So he's got to it's like, Dave, I need an entire fly shop worth of fixtures, literally as fast as you can make them. And it's like, oh, okay. And it's like, okay, Jay, we need a full branding package. I'm like, okay, I can sneak you in a couple of logos in about 6 weeks from now, but I can't get you the bulk of the stuff for, a couple months after that. It's like, okay, get us in line. Bree, help.
What can you get us?
I need the world by September, 16th, so I can order it by the 17th, so I can have it in stock by, October 22nd, so that when we open November 1st, we can put it on the wall. So not all that's done. So the shop is 843 is about, like Jim said, 38% capacity, maybe.
Yeah, but growing every day. Every day a new preseason brand shows up, and every day Dave gets closer to making another fixture, that goes in there and has the same vibes that we have in our other shops. He's made 100% of whatever's in these shops, tables, chairs, not chairs, but all of this stuff. So it takes a small army, but we got it
happen.
We got it rolling.
We're making it happen.
Yeah.
Dude, the hats look fucking sweet.
Hats are really sweet.
Dude, yeah.
You got to have good hats.
Got good hats.
I'm going down there soon, and I'm literally, the first thing I'm going to do is stop in and get one.
Yeah, we sold a big shit ton of them the first weekend.
You gotta have good hats. You gotta have good hats. You gotta have good merch. That's
100%. But I know we're probably running out of time here. Because I know y'all full time in a fly shop.
I mean, we're pretty good at the moment. I mean,
we got another 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So go over like the big difference between the 243 or the dang it
843.
I messed that up.
Yeah,
239 and 8.
This is where
a lot
we
of
outsmarted
numbers.
ourselves when we did 239, 828, and 843. We couldn't have just called it Unzipped Flies and opened a new location like fucking Hard Rock like every other place does. No, we got to fuck this up and make it really hard for ourselves because 10 years down the road from now, we're not going to realize how big of a decision this is, and it's going to completely fuck us. Anyway, back to your question, Ryan.
So go over the difference between like the different shops, other than the fact that one's a freshwater shop and the other two are saltwater shops.
Well,
go over the main. Go over the big difference between 243, 828, and
so 239. We're based down here in the Everglades almost. It's sitting on the edge of the hills. pretty tarpon focused. You know, the local fish down here, snook, redfish, tarpon. That's how we make a living down here. You know, we get the migratory tarpon run by us. You know, we staple of guides that take people out. And then we've kind of turned into a global fly shop in the sense that a lot of our customers destination fish around the planet, much like we do. We've been to a lot of these places, and if we haven't, we've got friends that have been. So, like, we know what you need to go there, kind of thing. So we're kind of dialed in that way. You know, 828 is just, you know, all trout all the time up there in the mountains. It's just got super cool mountain vibes. You know, just sitting outside of Boone with all these little breweries and little restaurants and these creeks and brooks and all this stuff. It's kind of picturesque when you get off the roads, quite frankly, you know. In 843, I mean, there's an incredible fishery there. I mean, they're sight casting to redfish. You know, they got albie runs offshore. They do get tarpon. They may not be prolific as tarpon as we have down here, but they still have them to mess around with. Not too far out of town, they have a great bass community that you know, we're looking to tap into and do some bass fishing around that place. You know, I hear sheep's head are a little easier up there than they are here. They couldn't be any freaking harder down here. I mean, they're just assholes. But you know, they got some species, and it's a fishy place, and a lot of those people, you know, up in Charleston, destination fish too. You know, they're taking bonefish trips to Andros, and they're going to Cabo San Lucas for roosters and stuff like that. And we absolutely know what you need to go do stuff like that. You know, that's part of our charm as well.
Dude,
I think
did you guys go down there around Charleston and go to Santee trying to tap into that bass fishing market?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Watch your lower unit.
I think that there's some really key differences between all of the shops' locations and areas and vibes. However, I don't think that I think that's something that we tried to do, or I'll say done by mistake, is that the shops are largely the same. Like they have the same, like, consistency across all of your locations, I think, is key, which is why, you know, you go to a McDonald's in Japan when you want a hamburger or a Big Mac. It's like you're going, like, it's not good. You're just going there because you want a Big Mac. It's the same one you get at, you know, your McDonald's next to your house. And I think that we have something here at 239 that really worked. And obviously it worked at 828 because, you know, the shops, the people in the shops, and that's really the secret sauce is the people that work in the shops, you know. The people that run it and the people that help the customers and the people that grow the fly fishing, you know, we're all in the same boat. And that's something that I've said for a long time, you know, like, you know, Jim is a phenomenal older brother, and we have a string of little brothers for him to, you know, coach up, and like that's it, like the system works. So, you know, the shop has, you know, largely the same feel across all of them.
That's awesome.
I will say one specific difference for 828, and it's not even just compared to the two other locations, but every shop across the country, for a period of time, for probably say a year or two, every employee we had at 828 was either 21 years old or younger. That shop was completely ran by 21-year-olds and somehow did not manage to burn to the ground. Like,
we're all so
which I
by
think
that trip.
Hats off.
It's incredible. I think it's kind of a unique, like, trial, because all of the guys that we had in the shop were so passionate about fishing. They would sit there and talk for customers for hours about it. Like, we would be in the shop all day. We get off work. What are we doing? We're going fishing. Like,
together.
You have a young crew. On paper, that's the worst idea that Nick and Jim could have ever had, was to, like, hire a bunch of 21-year-olds. But you also got to look 16. At, like,
don't forget about Reed.
Yeah, we pretty much illegally hired Reed. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Reed. Yeah, but it's like that back to what Nick was saying. Yeah, frown upon and illegal are two completely
Very
separate things.
It's
a different
from The Hangover. It's frowned upon, like masturbating on an airplane.
Shout out, Alan. But that's cool because every shop that most people go in, it's like Nick says, you got this old dude sitting behind the counter that like he doesn't really care if you walk in the door or walk out of the door, but like you get a fresh perspective. You walk into a shop and it's a bunch of like 21-year-old guys that's all they do is fish. That's all they care about. That and meeting like their payment on their apartment are like the two biggest worries in Boone is like, where's my next 20-inch trout? How am I going to cover this tab at Boone Saloon? And how can I
How am I
make
going to
my
cover
next
this
monthly
$9
payment on my
tab at Boone
apartment?
Saloon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it adds those like 99-cent Coors Light nights. They add up.
Yeah.
So like
Almost
that's
double digits.
I think almost to a whopping $10. I think it's unique because that was an experiment that I don't know if any other fly shop has ever tried in the history of fly shops of hiring a bunch of 21-year-olds.
Shout out James Ross for having the systems in place to also pull this off.
Yeah. And to their credit too. I mean, I was getting emails and texts from customers and stuff and telling me how great their experience was at 828 Flies. So it wasn't just, the vibes that Tripp was talking about too. I mean, it's the customer experience when you walk in the door. If that customer feels that, oh shit, these kids are into it as much as I'm into it. Oh, they knew a thing or two about an open drag system or a closed drag system or a graphite or a fiberglass rod or whatever. Age doesn't matter at that point. It just becomes knowledge and friends talking and all that stuff. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I got complimented on 828 and that staff, all being 22 years and younger. The biggest one was from President Winston contacted, and was just blown away by you guys. So, yeah.
Blew his monocle clear off his face.
That's right.
Oh, shoot. Seriously, that's the end of my hard-hitting questions other than so at the end of every episode, I have a Trout Tunes playlist, and I put 5 songs from all my guests on the playlist. So it's like I could take 5 songs from all you guys, or
I think we can definitely come up with 5 combined.
Yeah, that works for me.
Tripp, you got yours?
Tripp, you fire one off. He gone.
Wrong one. We lost Tripp.
Yep.
Shit, we might only have 4 songs now.
I can only count the potato.
Oh, can you join back in? Or we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Jim, you got yours?
I'll start with one. A little Ramble on Rose by Grateful Dead.
Great song.
Not bad.
Let's see.
I'm gonna throw a Jimmy Buffett, A Pirate Looks at 40.
Strong.
Yeah, that's one you might not have on there.
I do not.
Yeah. Classic.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those songs, too, you can listen to like at any volume. It sounds good like low in the car, but it also sounds great like when you just crank it up to, 1,000.
A bazillion.
Yeah.
What about I Wish You Were Here, Pink Floyd?
Great song. He said, I think I just lagged out trying to figure it out.
Well, we'll get him in as a bonus track if it winds up working.
Yeah, it should. Let's see. I Wish You Were Here. Pink Floyd. Oh, shoot. Not I Wish You Were Here. That was a Spanish song. Pink Floyd. It comes up. Taylor Swift song popped up. I know it wasn't the.
I don't have a Taylor.
That's what I was looking for.
I don't have a Taylor Swift song for you. Ryan, how old are you?
29.
29. All right, bro.
There it is. Got it.
I'll do Nirvana, Heart Shaped Box.
Great song.
Nice.
Got him. He's back in.
He's back in.
He's back in.
Well, I'll get one more in before Tripp can throw a bonus one out there. Let's do a little redemption song, Bob Marley.
Great song. Wait, did he not? There he is.
And Tripp can throw in number 6.
There he is. He's back.
We hear you. You're good.
Cool. What was the question?
You get one song, buddy. We already covered 5. We get a bonus track today. Ryan's letting us cheat on our final exam, which never has happened before.
I gotta go Rooster by Alice in Chains. Yeah, shout out Rick. That was our morning jam song before every guide trip at 828.
Strong.
So yeah, strong selection there.
Fantastic song. All right.
Oddly enough, one of my nicknames at the fire station, Tripp.
It's meant to be.
Gary calls me the Rooster. Shout out Gary.
Dude, well, that's all I got. Dude, thank you guys all for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having us, Ryan.
Thanks for having us, Ryan.
No problem, dude. You guys have any last thanks or plugs you want to give?
Come visit our fly stores.
Yeah.
Love to see y'all.
I definitely will.
Come hang out. We got fly tying nights posted on all the websites. They're usually up to date. If you want to know what's going on, just sign up through our email, and Tripp will send you an email.
Or 17.
Heck yeah. Sweet, man. Well, I'm gonna click stop to let these tracks upload real quick, and then we'll be good to go. Thank you again for coming on.
All right. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us, man.
No problem.
See you, Tripp.
See you, Tripp.
All right. Yeah, we got. What's up, guys? That was an awesome episode with Tripp, Nick, and Jim. Super sick episode. That was a really funny episode. I didn't expect it to be that funny, but it was. But really cool episode. So if you guys are in the Charleston area, go and check out 843 Flies. Just a good group of dudes over there. Langston works over there, who we had on a few weeks ago. And just all the dudes that are behind that company are fantastic guys and pretty funny. But again, if you want to save 10% on your Riversmith orders this holiday season, use code Wrangler10 at checkout. And if you guys like this podcast, give it a like on YouTube. Give it a subscribe. Rise Fly CLT at YouTube. Also, if you do like it, give it a review on Spotify and Apple Music, or really anywhere you can find your podcasts, and I will greatly appreciate that. I already greatly appreciate you guys for even listening to this podcast. Listening to me ramble and yap, but thank you guys for listening. Until next Tuesday, have a safe and fun weekend, and go out and catch some fish.